Alright then, welcome to a level Python tutorial, and in this video we're going to talk about ranges in Python. So the range function is an inbuilt function in Python. It returns a sequence of numbers starting from 0 and increments by 1 by default and stores before the given number. So if you have a data or if you have a range containing 5, like a range of 5, it goes from 0 by default to that 5, but not inclusive of the 5. So it's going to go from 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. In total, 5. So basically, a range generates a list of numbers which we can then iterate with for loops. So if you can recall in the previous lesson where we talked about for loops, we created this data, this variable with this containing this list, and here we say it for player in player, so for singular in plural. So this player signify each person in this list. So we printed the player and it's going to print out every individual person here. So we're going to stick with this for loops for now, but we're going to use it with range. So let's comment this out. So let's just clear it. The way we define a range in Python is by saying, say for I in range, so this is a range function. I'm gonna say 5. So for I in range, I'm gonna say do something here. What do we want to print out? So we want to print out I each time. So this is basically gonna go from 0 by default to 5, but not inclusive of 5. So it says for I in range of 5, print I. So let's save this and let's run this code now. I'm going to use my command prompt here. I'm going to say python app.py. And you're going to see each time it says 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4. So not inclusive of 5, but in total we have 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it goes from 0 to that number and stops before the given number. So this is how to do to define a range function in Python. So when we define this range function, it starts from 0 to the given number. But what if we want to signify or specify our own starting point? So what can we do? So I'm gonna comment this first one out here. I'm gonna copy it and here let's paste this. So we're gonna say from for I in range. So we want to go from 2 and then let's say to 10. So for I in range, we want to start from 2, then go from 2 to 10. So 10 is the endpoint and 2 is starting point. So we want to go from 2 inclusive of these 2 to up to 10, but not inclusive of 10. So let's run this code again. Run this. You're gonna see we get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, not inclusive of 10. So in range in Python, you can specify your starting points and your end points. So I want to show you one more thing here. So what if we want to also specify the step size? So there's something called the step size in Python. We have the step size in the range function. You can say I want to go in steps of 1 or in steps of 2 or in steps of 3 or in any step. So let's do this again. So we're going to say for I in range. So I want to go in steps of, let's say 4, and endpoint should be 20 here. Oh, sorry, I want to start from 4 and then the endpoint should be 20 here, and then I want to go in steps of 2. So let's run this file. I'm gonna clear my console and here. So you're gonna see it starts from 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, but not inclusive of down to 20. So you can see it's in a step of 2. So 4, 2, 4, 6, and the rest. So this is basic way to demonstrate range in Python. So let's go to more advanced things in range in Python now. So we can also use ranges with data if you wanted to. So let me comment this out and show you what I mean. So I can create a new variable here, and I'll call this variable sparse. And here I'm gonna store something in a list. So I'm gonna store some data like there's some sports here. So the first one is gonna be tennis. And we'll see the second one is gonna be hockey, or in a string hockey. And here I'm gonna say football. And the next I can say basketball. So to end this release, let's just say marathon. So we can also use ranges with this kind of data in Python. So how do we do that? I can say for I in range. Now, as you can remember, when we give a specific value in this range, it differs from 0 to that number, but not inclusive of the number. But what if here we don't actually know the amount of data in that list? We don't know how much this list contains. I don't know the length of this list. How do we get that? So we can get the length of the list by using the length function in Python. So let's say this list contains a numerous things. I don't know how many things are in there. So you can just use the length function to get them. So we'll say for I in range of, then we'll say we use the length function, the length of sports. So it gets the length of sports, this sports variable here. Yeah, so for I in range, not for I range. So for I in range, line of sports. So what we want to do, we're going to print it out to the console. So each time here, and this I is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this I here signifies each of these data in this list. So each time around, for the first iteration, I is going to be tennis, then hockey, football, basketball, then marathon. So here we're going to print out I to the console. And then what do we want to print out next? We want to print out the value of I at that moment. So we're going to use a square bracket notation and we'll specify I here. So we go, this is I, each person, each sports in this list, and we specify the sports and want to get the individual data. I want to get tennis printed out to the console, hockey printed out to the console, because I is just the increment. So we'll run this file now. You're gonna get 0 tennis, 1 hockey, 2 football, 3 basketball, 4 marathon. So this is how you can use ranges with such data. So I want to show you one more thing. So let's copy this and comment it out. So let's say you want to go backwards. So we want to print this list backwards. We want to go from marathon, basketball, football, hockey down to tennis using the range. So how do we do this? So we're gonna paste it over here. So what do we do next? What we're gonna do here, like we did before, we're gonna specify a starting point, an end point, and a step size. So here we want to start from -1 and inclusive of that -1. So you can see over here we go from 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you specify -1, it comes backward, and marathon becomes -1, -2, -3, and so on. So the next, we're going to specify an endpoint. So where do you want to end? So we want to end here, which is tennis 0, and you can see it's 0 here. But if I'm to specify 0, it's not going to be inclusive of that 0, so it's not going to print out tennis. So I'll also go to -1, which is not inclusive of the -1, so it's going to print out tennis. It's going to stop at tennis. So also I want to go in step size of just -1, so in a step size of 1. So what we did here was we'll specify the starting point, which is marathon, we say -1, and we specify the end point. The end point, we want it to end at tennis, so we specified -1, not inclusive of -1, so it's going to print out the 0 index. And now in step size of 1, -1. So let's run this again. I'm gonna clear my console, and here you can see marathon, basketball, football, hockey, and tennis printed out. So this list went backwards. So hey there my friends, so this is how to use ranges in Python. So I hope you get the concept of this range. Practice more and explore. Thanks.